Well, hello and welcome to Viking Park in Erindale, the first weekend of the final series in the Griffin Legal John Dent Cup 2018 season. Brett McKay with you for Bar TV Sports. We're back at Erindale with Tuggeranong having secured the minor premiership, taking on second place Royals in the Hahn Superdry Griffin Legal John Dent Cup major semi-final. Joining me today in commentary from Brumbies Rugby is Ryan Murphy. Ryan, it is great to be here. It's great to get into this final series this year. It's been a cracking season. I can't wait to get into this.
Yeah, it's been an amazing season, and there's certainly a sense of deja vu standing here, Royals Vikings in the major
Yes.
semi, but certainly a different season than last year. Royals maybe not the juggernaut of 2017, and Vikings a much improved side, but everything to play for here with both teams maybe having to scrape guys through and, just make the best of what they got. It's going to be a cracking day here at Erindale.
It really is. It really is. We'll come to the teams in a moment, and we will absolutely talk about how the teams are getting through. Last weekend, of course, Tuggeranong had a good win to tune up for the finals. Royals too had a 39-22 win over West at Jemison Oval. Royals have won 4 out of 5 since their bye in round 12, and that includes a win over Tuggeranong here in round 14, which is interesting.
Yeah, the matchups in general this year have been really interesting.
Well, I can tell you on that. Sorry to butt in there. It's their fourth meeting of 2018. Today will be. In round 1, it was Royals 32-31 down here. In round 8, it was Tuggeranong 34-21 here, and round 14, as I mentioned, Royals 19-15 at Phillip. And
in all those games, that the scorelines probably don't reflect the actual game.
No, that's it.
Particularly that second one, that 34-21, that was a much closer game than that score suggests. Vikings turned on right at the end and scored, I think, 2 tries, possibly in the last 5
minutes, it was, yes.
You have to say that while those results are interesting and Royals take home the regular season bragging rights, it probably doesn't reflect what we might see here. Nothing to take from that, really.
No, very, very true. So the John Dent Cup table for after round 17 last weekend, Tuggeranong finished first on 67 points from 10 wins. Royals also finished on 10 wins. They finished on 60 points. So it gives you an idea of Tuggeranong's dominance this year. 13 bonus points for the Vikings. It's a big yield.
Yeah, it says a lot about these squads in terms of their ability and their makeup. Vikings got so many weapons, can score from anywhere. Royals maybe a more systematic, a really good game plan and a togetherness. So we'll see how that works today. Finals time, everyone tightens up a bit, but Vikings have so many weapons, can score from anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in third place, Uni North. It's been a fairy tale finish to the season for Uni North. They've really turned things around from the midpoint of the season. They've climbed into third. They finished on 50 points with 7 wins and a draw along the way there as well. And they've been the darlings of the competition, is what I want to say.
I think so. I think, everyone likes a giant killer. Everyone likes an underdog, and they've pulled out some really, really good results.
They've beaten Tuggeranong and Royals this year.
Yeah, and that's... Uni have always had that in them, really, but it's the results against... They had 2 really good wins against Eagles. Yeah. They went and hammered Wests after beating Vikings, I believe. These are things that make championship sides. Uni look really well for that third place spot, and they can do damage in these playoffs.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. The minor semi-final, Uni North will take on the Gungahlin Eagles, who they snuck into fourth last week by virtue of that big win over Uni North up at Nichols that we covered.
Yeah, apart from everything else, as I'm sure everyone knows who follows the John Dent Cup, that win for the Eagles last week was massive and really a statement of intent for them coming into the finals. We talked a little bit during the week at Brumbies actually about who's going to be the Wests, who's going to be the team that comes in here and shocks someone, and Gungahlin have that look off them. A team coming into their strength as the business end starts. You know what I mean?
They've picked the right time of the year to peak, haven't they?
Well, to peak, or maybe just to get to base level.
Wet sail, and well played too. If you are just tuning in for the first time this year, welcome, obviously. But what we're talking about here is that Gungahlin last weekend was sitting in 5th place. They needed to beat Uni North. Not just beat them, but they needed to win with a bonus point. They had the bonus point sorted out by half time, and they were comfortable. It was a big win, and they were comfortable.
Yeah, it was almost an eerie last 20. It was with both teams knowing they were going to meet each other in 8 days' time. There was a sense of, all right, let's not play any cards here. Let's just get through, no injuries, and I think that's what's happened. I think both sides are rip raring to go tomorrow, and as you say, Eagles got the job done.
They did, absolutely. I spoke to Uni North's coach Tony Doherty this morning on ABC Radio, and he just said, We've just put it behind us. There really wasn't a lot to pull out. There's a few things obviously they need to tinker, and they're going to have to be better at obviously tomorrow. But he said it was one of those games that you just say, all right, that's done. Let's get on with the job now.
It was almost so bad that they didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
They could say that's not us.
Put a line through it, move on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, really intriguing minor semi-final coming up tomorrow. We'll have all that action here live from Viking Park as well. But today, Tuggeranong against Royals in the major semi-final. It's a huge opportunity for both sides. The winner is through to the John Dent Cup Grand Final on August 18. We've already seen some teams winning through today. I've got some scores in the lower grades. In second grade, well, that was an absolute thriller. Queanbeyan 28 have beaten Tuggeranong 27. Queanbeyan have won through with a pushover try next to the posts after full time.
And Vikings looked like they were steaming to a win in the last 10 minutes. Particularly Noah Alessio there, the youngster playing 10 at second grade.
Looked really good.
Looked really good. And credit to Queanbeyan, they got behind their pack, which has been really dominant all season, particularly that front row with Benny Gordon. And they rode it out, and they eked out the penalties, took another scrum, and eventually got the pushover. There was a decision to be made, I believe, with Brady Ingram and his AR.
There was a thought as to whether there might have been a little knock on at the back, but no, you're right. James Hagan and Brody Ingram, the assistant referee and the referee, made the decision that it was good to go. Try stood, and that's the game. Don't
be surprised if we see a replay of that in the grand final. That's a really strong Vikings effort, and they'll be kicking themselves that they let one go here today.
Absolutely. In Colts, Tuggeranong was won 22-15 over Queanbeyan. In Division 1 first grade, it was Tuggeranong again. They've beaten AD for 31-22. In Division 1 second grade, a win for RMC. They've beaten Tuggeranong 29-17. And in the women's major semi-final that was played, just finished about half an hour ago, another big win for Tuggeranong, 38-5 over Uni North. It's been a big day for the Vikings already.
Yeah, the Vikings just showing their dominance there in that one. They're stacked. As a women's side goes, they are absolutely stacked. But credit to Uni, they were actually really good in that game. I watched a fair bit of it, and they're a women's side that's really building, and they'll have another crack next week. And much like second grade, don't be surprised to see them in the grand final in 2 weeks' time. It's
a point that Uni North have really been celebrating this week particularly, but it's the first time in a long time they've had three grades, and they've certainly never had their women's side in the finals as well. Obviously, as a Uni North entity, this is the first time they're playing first grade tomorrow, but a wonderful result to have so many grades in the finals. We can see the Vikings making their way onto Viking Park here, led out by their captain Isaac Thompson. We'll quickly go through those the two teams. So for the Vikings, Sione Towler and Angus Wagner up front, Michael Henry the hooker, Darcy Swain and Callum Smith, two really good young locks, Michael Oakman Hunt, Joey Vovoda and Luke Gersakowski at number 8 rounds out their back row. At number 9, Ryan Lonigan on the back of signing a 2-year contract extension with the Brumbies this week, and Isaac Thompson at 10, as I mentioned. On the wings, JP Minart and Andrew Robinson. And I want to touch on Andrew Robinson in a second. In the centre, Jordan Jackson Hope and young Lenny Ikitau. Brendan Tiyuki at fullback. Andrew Robinson, Ryan, it's fantastic to see Robbo back. Did his knee seriously last year during the NRC. He's coming into this game. This is his first game of first grade this year. He's got less than 50 minutes of rugby under his belt so far.
It says a lot about Robbo that he's comfortable coming out here in this game. I like that he's on the wing there because he can just build into the game, and he'll give them plenty of leadership, plenty of strong ball carrying.
Absolutely. For Royals, it's Joel Penner, Sione Mao up front, Sione Lollahayer at hooker, Sam Carter and Nathan Selwood the locks, Will Morrison, Luke Kimber, Richard Mariotta the back row. Pedro Rolando has the ball and will get us underway here with James Morris signalling time on, and James Bodman is his halves partner. The Vikings bring it off their 22. They're getting this set here now for their exit kick, are they? No, they're going to run it out. Well, that's a way to start the game there. It's a good, strong take there from Michael Henry. Thompson already getting them shaping up, trying to work their way out of their own 22, and that's a good carry there from the outside centre, Len Ikitau. Lonigan finds Sione Towler, the veteran prop. He'll be really important there today for the Vikings. Lonigan, this is Michael Oakman Hunt, who's been in fantastic form in the round 17 team of the week, his 4th appearance in that side this year. Darcy Swain wasn't quite ready for that, but took it well before he's brought down about 5 short of halfway. The Vikings, they keep going short side here in the shadows of our commentary position on the near side here at Viking Park in Erindale. Thompson has this, but that's been put down there by Gerzakowski. And we'll have our first scrum of the day. I'll just quickly finish those sides. Ryan, Pedro Rolando, James Bodman, the halves for Royals. Ben Johnson and Seth going on the wings. Matt Cole and Lausi Talia Uli. And, of course, Andy Muirhead at fullback for Royals. So 2 really, really good sides.
Yeah, I don't mind the intent there from Vikings early to just hold on to Pill. This is a really big Royals side, and they'll want to push them around the park. But see, Royals really good defensive line. Luke Kimber shooting out there, forcing the error, and really interesting here. 2 very strong front rows.
Yeah.
Particularly that Vikings pairing of Angus Wagner and Sione Taula been really good this year.
Plenty of experience.
Just a note on Wags. He's been so good this year. He's really come into his own. He was a young bloke playing first grade last year, was with the Brumbies under 20s, and he's been in the academy this year, and the dividends is starting to get paid for all that work in the gym.
Yeah.
Just the foot he's been playing. He looks really, really good.
He's been rock solid for the Vikings all year, no doubt. I'll be intrigued to see how the Royals front row holds up, because my spies tell me that the prop stocks are a little bit short at Royals, so we'll see how that plays out through the game. Rolando comes to the open side and finds Andy Muirhead, who scored a scintillating try a couple of weeks ago. He finds Seth going, who gets a kick away. Pedro Rolando is going to be on the spot here to win the chase. Just cleaned up at the back there by Andrew Robinson. Well, that was very nearly something from nothing, Ryan.
It was almost odd. It just seemed like no one was doing anything about it.
Yes.
But I'd say Robinson coming all the way off his right wing, and as we said before, experience. Yeah. Always got his eyes on, and just ready for anything. And that's a cagey start here. Really cagey atmosphere here to start. I was
talking to Robert just before the game, and he said he wasn't worried about his legs, he's more worried about his lungs. So as I mentioned, he's got less than 50 minutes of rugby under his belt this year, but he's good to go and really excited to pull on that Tuggeranong jumper again. Muirhead gets this kick downfield, and it's over the head of Brendan Tuke, and it's going to go all the way. It's going to roll dead in goal. Well, Andy Muirhead.
Well, I'm sure Brendan
he's playing on the high veld.
Yeah. Well, he's shown he's very comfortable in those high altitudes.
70 metres, hasn't he?
Well, it's interesting. I'm sure Brendan Tweaky will say that he's intentionally let that go, but I think he actually had a swipe at it.
I think you might be right. It definitely looked like it was an air swing, didn't it?
Now, this is interesting. Vikings got a really good shove on in that first scrum, but obviously not on their own ball, not able to build pressure and dictate proceedings. Will we see them go for a push over here? As I say, a stacked back line. Got a 4-on-2 advantage here on the left-hand side. You see Bodman shaping to come across, but still a big advantage for Vikings on this narrow side.
This is where Muirhead will be key there at fullback, trying to work out exactly where he needs to go. The scrum's gone down. James Morris says we'll have another look at that. But yeah, it's an interesting backline alignment here for the Vikings. You can see on this near side.
Well, you can see Robinson, Tweaky and Robinson holding a lot of width there on the far side.
Yeah, they're both in the tram tracks over there on the far side.
And Gerzakowski and Lonergan can obviously play a lot of football there together as well. So they do have to defend that side, and there's plenty of space out there. But if Vikings can connect here properly, so many options with a 4-on-2.
Yeah, absolutely. Seth Going and Matt Cole holding a really narrow defensive channel here on the short side for Royals. Lonergan feeds. Scrum's gone down. It's a penalty to the Vikings.
Yeah,
the Royals front row going down.
Tough early signs there for that Royals pack.
Sione Mao is the man penalised and puts the hand up. Apology, sorry guys, that's on me.
Yeah.
How often do your props apologise to you?
I think that's probably a sign of he knows that's maybe he's in for a tough day, but he's actually a great bloke.
He is, and he's been in good form too.
Very dangerous with ball in hand. So if he can just get parity there at scrum time, he's still an asset out here for Royals.
Absolutely. So first line out of the day, Michael Henry over there on the 22, about a metre off the 22 in fact, taken well at the top there by Darcy Swain, and the Vikings drop straight down into their line out drive. Royals have done well to try and stop this. It's a penalty advantage to Tuggeranong here now. Lonergan lets it go. This is Jordan Jackson Hope brought down the 22 now in centre field. Lonergan keeps going open side, couldn't find a runner, had a little dart himself. Brought down just inside the 22. Callum Smith goes into scrum half. This finds his lock partner, Darcy Swain. That's Wagner. Good hands out there from Robinson. Ball goes into touch, though. And we'll come back for that maul penalty against Royals. I think I heard 5 mentioned there. Nathan Selwood, the lock. They got an early shove on, didn't they?
Yeah,
really
did
a good job of disrupting the Vikings maul.
Interesting to see the influence of Darcy Swain there in tight. He's come into his own as a player, and he's learned a lot about running this set piece.
And he's taken this line out again, straight to Lonigan at the back, and this is Michael Oakman Hunt, who's brought down just short, 5 metres short of the post. Thompson goes wide, finds Jordan Jackson Hope, and Brendan Tiyuki, the fullback. A little short run there. This is Michael Henry. He's brought down about 7 metres out now. Again, centre field. Thompson comes to this short side again. He's got 4 men outside him. He's still going. Thompson too. Ball's back in now for Lonigan. This is Callum Smith. Brought down nicely there by Joel Penders. A late switch from tight head to loose head today. Been versatile all year for Royals, and that was a good run too from Angus Wagner. This is Jordan Jackson Hope. He's going to be dangerous today for the Vikings, I'm sure. Lonigan looks short side. He has a little bit of a look short side. Gets an offload to Darcy Swain. That ball's gone forward. Nice build up from Tuggeranong. Nice
build up. You'd probably want a little bit more calm there from Ryan Lonigan there, just at half, just pushing the pass slightly. It was on. Darcy was in plenty of space. If he'd have taken it, it was surely a try. But as you say, they were building so nicely there. It looked unstoppable. So perhaps a little bit of over eagerness there from Ryan Lonigan. But as you say, really, really good start from Vikings. They look ominous.
We've had not quite 8 minutes of play. 0-0 still here in the Hahn Superdry major semi-final at Viking Park. It's great to see the ground bathed in sunshine. I have to admit, as the rain started coming in late yesterday afternoon, I thought we might have been in for a bit of a damp weekend. But
I think we had our fair share less yesterday, for sure.
Yeah. Well, around 14 millimetres fell across the ACT, but not too much outside the borders, unfortunately, which is probably where the rain's needed a bit more than inside. But Viking Park looking wonderful as it always does. Holding up well. It's had a fair amount of traffic. It's had 2 games already here today, so holding up well. And Royals, well, they've got some work ahead of them, haven't they, already? 5 metre scrum off their own line. You can see Ben Johnson stationed at the back, ready for this clearing kick.
Fine.
Lausi Talia Uli as well.
Set.
We'll watch for him to truck it up from the back of this scrum. Royals have got it. This is Mariota looking for 8-9. No, Rolando finds Talia Uli, and he runs straight there at Isaac Thompson for Royals. They're working their way out of this now. Johnson is back there for the clearing kick. Had to force onto his left foot, which isn't what he wanted to do.
He's done really well there, Ben Johnson.
He has, considering.
Under plenty of pressure. I'd like to see him get a little bit more protection there, but good exit from Royals still.
For the record. Tuggeranong go quick. Thompson again finds Jordan Jackson Hope. And that's Joey Vivoda, the open side flanker. Has had a really strong season for them. Thompson already controlling things nicely. Tiyuki with a good offload there. Finds JP Meinhardt. This is Callum Smith now. They're making good ground here. The Vikings building it up already. Lonigan finds Michael Henry.
Tackle
He's
now.
good for a metre or two. Brought down about 8 short. 12 in from touch. Thompson goes open
mismatch
side. And taken well over the top there by Jamie Bodman in the end. And Lonigan looking for runners now. This is Darcy Swain. He's met heavily there in contact by Sam Carter, Brumby's squad captain, of course. Callum Smith centres things for the Vikings. Royals have come through. That's the only net now with a big counter ruck. Lonigan had to go himself from the base of that ruck there now. Callum Smith picks up, flicks out the back to Sione Taylor, and there's a little knock on there.
Vikings' shape is really good, but they seem to be holding narrow a little bit too much. There's acres of space, and you see Robinson hasn't had a touch of the ball. He got Lenny Ikita there and lots of space. Maybe just need to get around the corner, play through phases and force the Royals defenders to actually work to get into position rather than just holding and coming up and making one-up tackles.
Probably see there in the foreground, the number 11 for the Vikings, JP Minard, he's been stationed sort of on that 15-metre tram track for much of the game. So, yeah, I agree with you.
Just getting a bit narrow in attack, and it's easier for those big Royals defenders to defend then as well.
Yeah, they're holding their shape in defence really well already, aren't they, Royals?
Fine.
But as we say, not having to work for it either. So just on Vikings to maybe get around the corner a little bit more.
Their communication's really good in defence already, Royals. It's a big Tuggeranong scrum, but Rolando, he's got this ball on the boots. Not going to find touch though. Brendan Tiuki in plenty of space and time. Finds Andrew Robinson in centre field. And the Vikings winger on the right-hand side. First appearance in the top grade in 2018. It's great to see him back after a major knee injury last year during the NRC.
Out, Blue!
Tuggeranong, they're about 15 metres in from touch there on the far side, just short of the Royals' 10-metre line. They've got penalty advantage. What's Thompson do? He finds Joey Vivoda, who's good for some 20 metres upfield. Make it 25. Brought down about 6 in from touch. Ball bounces out the back to Minart. This is Thompson, who again is trying to find that offload. He's brought down just short of the 22 in the end. Lonergan goes open side. Callum Smith had to adjust. Finds Jordan Jackson Hope, and he's met heavily there by Sione Mao. Advantage is over, James Morris, our referee, says. Tuggeranong, they're working on this. Royals defence holding well so far. Thompson keeps going to open side. Tuki, who's going to be a dangerous player today, as he has been all year. Jamie Bodman has just tried to kick through that ruck. I'm sure that is the penalty. Ryan Lonergan goes quickly here. He's brought down nicely by Pedro Rolando. That was a tackle that definitely had to be made. This is Wagner, the young tight head for the Vikings. Brought down 5 short now to the right of the post. Jordan Jackson Hope comes open side. Finds Michael Oakman Hunt, who I think has got a little bit of a touch on that. He has. Well, you've got to feel sorry there for Michael Oakman Hunt, having that ball bounced 3 times on him and unfortunately bounced into his hand.
Yeah, a tough pill to take there. But again, Royals just holding shape, not really looking to be creaking so far, making a lot of tackles, it has to be said, having to work very hard. They'll want to get out of their zone, just repeated defensive efforts in the red zone here. But yeah, Vikings maybe just need to be a little bit more direct. They've got big ball carriers, they're just going side to side a little bit.
Royals point and hand off defence, it's working really, really well.
For sure.
Now. They're saying who they've got. You're him now. They're handing off really nicely in defence. And
it's what we talked about before as well, Brett.
Yeah.
Just they're such a cohesive unit. They all know each other. They've all played together for so long. That is representative in that defensive structure and the communication, as you say.
Well, even Sam Carter coming into this side, he's been there with them now 3 weeks or so since the end of the Brumby season, and he's obviously fitted in seamlessly.
There's no level of rugby that Sam Carter, I don't think, could fit seamlessly in.
But he's fitted in. He hasn't been a disruption, and that pack has played a lot of rugby together this year.
Absolutely, yeah.
So Rolando with this scrum feed just inside his 22.
Blue.
Get a decent pack shove on this. They go open side through Matt Cole. And Muirhead finds Ben Johnson in a little bit of space on the far side. Johnson comes to Tiuki, and Tiuki just gets enough contact to force Ben Johnson into touch. Johnson, I think, couldn't quite believe he'd beaten that first tackle over there. He wasn't entirely sure where to go from there.
We've seen twice now the influence of Andy Muirhead at fullback there. That's twice.
He knows where the space is, doesn't he?
He really does, and he's got just a great ability to beat the first defender with just a bit of subtlety.
Henry throws to Smith at the back, taken well. This is Jordan Jackson Hope, who's been really good carrying in that centre channel for Tuggeranong already today. Lonergan finds Thompson. He's fly half and captain. Thompson, he's had to battle for the last 5 metres of this 8-metre carry, but he's done really well to find the Royals' 10-metre line. This is the young number 8, Luke Gersakowski, who I have to admit I haven't seen a lot of this year.
Plenty of space in behind as Lonergan finds it.
Yep, he does. Pedro Rolando gets back there, covers it nicely, finds Andy Muirhead, who's looking for that space, finds Ben Johnson over on the far side, who just gets that enormous boot on it. How's that? A one-step torp onto the hill on the far side, and he peels off 30 metres.
He meant every bit of that too.
Absolutely.
Had a look.
Knew he was in a bit of trouble.
Yeah,
knew he had a bit of pressure on him. Just hoik, torp, no problem.
Was like Ben Johnson NRC last year. He's surrounded by Brumbies. Who has the kicking duties? It's him. He's got such a great boot.
And looked comfortably too. Looked really comfortable. Royals have disrupted this, taken at the back there by Sam Carter, who's brought down just short of halfway in the end. Penalty advantage now to Royals. What can they do here? This is Sione Mao, the big tight head prop, a late inclusion after Mike Farkavag did a shoulder this week at training. This is Johnson in a bit of space again on the far side, again breaks that tackle. Ball's just gone to ground there. We come back for that penalty advantage.
So we see Royals, they've weathered that storm, and now they seem to be growing in confidence, having gotten through that and starting to dictate the proceedings their way now. And I like the way they're going down that short channel with BJ there. It's very dangerous.
They themselves down that far channel, don't they?
Well, I'd hate to say it, but perhaps maybe looking at Andrew Robinson, having not played a lot of footy.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a fair call. They'd know that he hasn't played a lot of football, as we've mentioned.
Very little secrets in this competition.
Yes, exactly right. It's Johnson's touch finder.
He'll have wanted a little bit more out of that.
Yeah, it's good for 20 metres, but I think he was definitely eyeing off a little bit more than that. The wind is sort of swirling around Viking Park here today, as it does. Yeah, it's taken well at the front there by Nathan Selwood. Straight down into their line-out drive. They've got it going forward. Sione Mao gets an offload there to Sione Lolohea, who knows how to find space to the Royals hooker. Puts the ball on the ground, has another go himself for another metre.
Leave it now.
Rolando looking for runners now. And he finds Kimber. This is Jamie Bodman. It's Will Morrison, the blindside flanker. This is Joel Kimber. Luke Kimber, I beg your pardon. Get my Lukes and my Joels mixed up here, Ryan.
As you see, Joel
Pender. They're battling hard. We've got a turnover here. Tuggeranong turned this. Yeah. Royals resetting themselves. Ryan Lonigan's got his hand on the ball here now. It's good work from the Vikings. It's Thompson at the back with the clearing kick. Forces Muirhead and Johnson back. It was a good kick from Isaac Thompson. Finds 50 metres. This is Pedro Rolando. He puts a little chip in over the back, covered up nicely by JP Minart, but he's got some time in front of him and a little bit of space as well. He's brought to ground just inside Royals half. Thompson has this with a flat pass taken by Brendan Tiyuki just down in front of us, and I think there's been a little knock on here undetected. Play on here. This is Darcy Swain. Covered well there by Selwood. Sione Taylor rolls through for another couple of metres. Lonigan with another snipe from the base of the ruck. He's been prominent, certainly today already, Lonigan. Thompson eyes off a bit of space in the far corner. Muirhead is back there to clean up, and it just tumbles into the in goal.
Just didn't roll right there for Thompson, but I love the vision there. Royals are begging them to do that, leaving so much space in behind for little kicks. They've been, for the last 5 phases, they've been begging the Vikings to do that, and it just doesn't come off. Expect to see that again. He's pegged that now, so is Lonigan. Expect to see that now for the rest of the game.
Pedro Rolando gets us back underway for the 22. Minart finds Isaac Thompson back in centre field. The Tuggeranong captain gets us back to halfway. Ryan Lonigan has his hands on this. This is Michael Henry, the hooker, taken well there by Matt Cole, the inside centre for Royals. So certainly a weight mismatch. This is Gersikowski, the number 8, with a good carry. Gets Tuggeranong back to halfway. Michael Oakman Hunt held up initially, but he got to ground just inside the Royals half. Jordan Jackson Hope finds Thompson. Thompson finds a bit of space there over on the far side. Again, attacking down that 15-metre tram track. Darcy Swain, he's carried well already in the first 20 minutes of this game. Young lock. Joel Penders. Well, we've gone quickly here through Jordan Jackson Hope. No waiting around here. He's brought to ground on the 22. There's another hand in that there, and this might be a yellow card.
Has to be.
Two in a row, you would think.
Two the same, and that one.
Clean it up, please. Two in a row.
He's gone away with one there, Nathan Selwood. For me, they were absolutely raring on this left-hand side with Meinhardt holding left. He might have gotten away with one, but.
So here's my theory how Nathan Selwood's got away with that. He backed away.
He ran away. He did.
Let James Morris see a number. And so James Morris has looked up to try and find the culprit, and he could not find it. So,
like a thief in the night, he just goes through, as you see, 20 minutes, and we're finally perhaps getting our first points. It's been, we say 90% Vikings, but just seeing the influence of their key men. Isaac Thompson's been superb in this first 20.
He's been really good, hasn't he?
His influence on the game is really growing, and as you say, he's played a lot of footy, Isaac, and he's played it at a top level, so not surprising to see him going well. And Jordan Jackson-Hope there just changing the tempo. Ryan Lonergan looking really good. Darcy Swain, the guys that they need to play well are playing well. And conversely, Royals haven't seen much of Leslie Taliauli, haven't seen much of Sam Carter yet.
True. No, we haven't seen much of any of them, to be fair. They haven't had a lot of ball, have they? So Thompson with the first penalty attempt of the day. Hits it well. Flags are up straight between the posts. Tuggeranong take a 3-0 lead here in the Hahn Superdry major semi-final. Had 20 minutes of play here at Viking Park, and it's been a patient build-up for both sides, definitely.
I think on reflection, Royals will probably be pretty happy to just be 3-0 down after that first 20.
Absolutely.
Vikings looking very dangerous.
Rolando gets us underway. Tuyuki takes this on the 22. He's lost it forward, though. This is Rolando with Royals on the counter-attack. Cole, he's juggled it and he's dossed it forward.
No advantage.
Oh, he'd be kicking himself, Matt Cole.
He almost had too much time there, didn't he?
He did, but
First one red.
as we see, Luke Kimber, superb effort there. Most guys just want to make a tackle there on Brendan Twiggy, but he lined him up, targeted the ball, ripped it out, and he's copped a big turnover for his side there.
Really good pressure.
Into his knees and then trying to get back.
I'd like to see again. We've already seen once Andy Muirhead try to take on his plus 500 Brubbies teammate here, Jordan Jackson-Hope. Acres of space for him with going beside him. Possibly an 8-9 down this open side, but they're stacked up left.
Certainly are.
Crowd.
It's all about this set piece. If they can get good ball from the set piece, they've got plenty of weapons.
Mariota has it at the back for Rolando. They go to the far side. Bodman runs at Lonergan and Isaac Thompson. They keep going short side here through Will Morrison Royals. He's brought down just inside the Tuggeranong 22. This is Sam Carter. His second carry for the day. He was isolated a little bit. They've done well, Royals, to get in over the top of him. Bodman, what can he do here? He's brought down about 20 short in centre field in front of the post. Rolando goes far side. Ball's lost there by Selwood. Ball's gone backwards. Talia Uli has that. That's Sione Lolohea. Locks flowing at the back. We've got advantage and now the penalty. Tuggeranong offside. Muirhead, he's looking for a quick tap and he goes. He's brought down about 5 short now. Tuggeranong did well to resettle and reset. This is Talia Uli angling for the far corner over there. The Brumbies centre. See Sione Mao. Is he over in the corner? He is the big prop. Sione Mao gets the first try of the major semi-final. And that's good reward for a lot of hard work, Ryan.
Absolutely. I took the words out of my mouth. He's been working so hard since that first scrum. He's been rock solid there at tight end. He's digging in and he's getting through his work and he gets the reward. A great finish. Have to say, love the work from Andy Muirhead just to change the tempo, sensing that Vikings were perhaps, this Royal side known to kick a penalty or two with Pedro Rolando, but sensing that just went quick and they built. And you say he's a big man to stop from 2 metres out.
Andy Muirhead sensed the chance down that short side to go with that quick tap, and I thought he might have caught. I think he was thinking he would catch some Vikings players offside. Didn't get the call he was perhaps looking for, but good follow-up ruck work from Royals to get the try.
You just contrast that with how Vikings were playing in that 22. Royals sensed they had an opportunity there and they went bang, bang, straight, direct, and they're sucking defenders that way, hammering that point of contact, so defenders have to get sucked in rather than just going side to side, hammering the point of contact, and eventually the creek comes as you see Pedro Rolando swipe one from the touchline.
Just nails a conversion from 5 metres in from touch. It was a low trajectory kick into the teeth of this wind, and that's a great start.
He's like a throwback, Pedro. He's like an old school Jean-Baptiste LSL, like maestro there at scrum half. He's such a joy to watch, and when he's on form, he's what makes this side tick. There's plenty of Brumbies in this side, but he's the one that makes it tick.
He's absolutely the glue that holds them together. As Isaac Thompson gets us back underway, and the call is to let that one go. Royals have spotted that kick.
Yeah,
Might have been held up in the wind a little bit.
I think his home park's not done him any favours there. That swirling wind just caught a breath there and travelled.
You would think if anyone's going to know the Erindale southwesterly, it would be Isaac Thompson.
For sure. But I don't mind that. He's really looking to make that kick off a weapon rather than just kicking off, so it'll probably pay dividends.
What they have done well today already, Tuggeranong, is they have kicked where the space is, and
absolutely
that's another example of that. Their kicking game is generally speaking on song.
Well,
that's certainly one that Isaac would like to have again.
With a perceived dominant pack, that's the right option too. To put the pressure on Royals. They'll have another crack here. I'd like to see Bodman get a bit of more variation in his game off first phase. I don't mind him taking the ball to the line there. It's obviously he's a threat there to use his feet, his footwork and contact. But with so many good players outside him,
we haven't seen a lot of his passing.
No, we haven't. No,
it's a fair call. So Royals alignment here. They've lined up a 4-on-3 there on the far side. So this scrum is being packed right on halfway, smack bang in between the goalposts. This is literally in the Fat Man's channel, Ryan. I'm sure you won't mind me saying that.
Absolutely not.
But
it's a virtue of a prop forward.
Yeah, Royals just have that 4-on-3 set up on the far side. Lonergan is going to be key to defending this. They go 8-9 down this side though. Rolando has this good offload to Andy Muirhead, who finds Seth going on this right touchline, and he's bundled into touch as he is. Really good covering defence. Ryan Lonergan, particularly to get that second shove on Seth going. And that was a very near thing.
Oh, what a ball from Rolando. Just over the right shoulder. But as you say, Ryan Lonergan, an underrated quality of any scrum half is the cover D. And they've got plenty of pace in that backline, so they can't afford to drift. But you say Ryan making a great tackle, and Vikings look to clear.
Ball finds Gersikowski, who's taken heavily there by Sione Mao, it is. And there's a Tuggeranong penalty here now. It's against Royals. There's a hand in the ruck, as he's suggesting there.
Yeah, he's just blown up Luke Kimber for putting hands in the ruck, and he'll be kicking himself, Luke, because you don't want to give them a free exit there, and they'll be able to get a line out, perhaps build pressure, rather than getting the feed to the line out yourself. Isaac
Thompson has just put the touch finder up on the roof. Ryan, can you do them a favour and look down and grab that one for them?
It's a bullseye. It's a red flag to a ball there.
Sitting target here on the roof at Viking Park, there's no doubt. Darcy Swain again takes it well at the front. Jordan Jackson Hope with a nice little offload to Gersikowski in centre field, brought down the 10-metre line. Lonergan keeps going to that far side, but Oakman Hunt, he's cut down before he got going anywhere. Lonergan keeps going to that far side, finds Thompson, steps off his right twice, and he's in space now. Isaac Thompson, he's still going here. The Tuggeranong fly half comes to Seth going, does get an offload away. Tuggeranong, I need to reset here. It was Vovoda. They've got advantage now, the Vikings. Jackson Hope comes open side. A nice long ball to Luke Gersikowski here on the western touchline. They're about 8 short now, the Vikings. Deep on attack. Thompson eyes some space over on the far side. A cross-field kick. Finds Brendan Tiyuki, the fullback. Leading point scorer in the John Dent Cup this year. Bit of patience needed now from the Vikings. This is Michael Henry. Royals defence holding up nicely so far. Advantage is over. Thompson has this. This is Wagner. Stopped there in centre field by Lolohea and Penders for Royals. Lonergan keeps coming open side. Thompson gets a little grubber kick through, and Rolando is back to get that ball grounded in goal.
Oh, I don't agree with the option there from Isaac Thompson. Got to hold on to the ball there. I don't mind, a crossfield kick with advantage coming is one thing, especially with Tweaky, lining himself up on that right-hand side, but that's a free exit now for Royals. They were under under so much pressure there.
Yep. And Rolando goes long with the restart, finds a bit of open space over there. Tiyuki stops this, finds Andrew Robinson. who busts through the first tackle and makes 15 metres. Tuggeranong winger. Good exchange there. Puts Brendan Tuki in a little bit of space. Can he get an offload away? He can't. He's brought down on the Royals 22. Lonergan comes open side, finds Jackson Hope. This is Wagner. And Callum Smith, the long-haired lock. There's no one there at home. Royals got through on that. Forced Tuggeranong to play the ball at the back. And so penalty to Royals.
Brilliant work from Joel Penders there.
Yeah.
Alive. And as you say, it's a physical game out there, but it's a mental game, particularly come finals time. Joel, so experienced, saw the ball was out, trusted himself, went for it, and he's earned a penalty for his side.
Matt Cole saw it from the other side too.
Yeah, that's right. There was a couple of them coming
Joel
through.
Penders. Yeah. No, good work, good alertness.
Always favouring the props there. Played my cards.
Of course.
There, of course, but Matt will have plenty of chance to get plaudits out here today. As we see, BJ
Johnson,
what a kick again.
Yeah, he's got a good piece of that. He's found touch over on the far side to nice applause from the grandstand underneath us. It's a great looking crowd over on the far side of the hill. I'm told there's an exceptional roast pork roll and apple sauce doing the rounds on the far side over there.
My word.
Yeah. Sadly, I couldn't get anyone to deliver a couple up to us, and I did ask.
One of the best experiences, if you're ever a rugby fan and a world rugby fan, is the open spit roast at Sandy Park, Exeter Chiefs in England. Just a massive open pit of barbecue meats down on I think it's the right hand corner.
Oh, goodness.
Absolutely superb. It'd been a great place to watch a game of rugby, as is Viking Park, of course.
We've just got to be content with the Viking Park steak sandwiches today, of which
the power rankings of ACT Club Rugby steak sandwiches is becoming a thing, really, and they're probably top of it.
They're absolutely at top of it, and they were wonderful today, the Viking Park steaks. Royals, they're back on attack here now. Mariota finds some good metres up the middle there. Sam Carter, he had to juggle that one, but he's done well. This is Joel Penders. It's a gradual build-up. They'll take it a metre at a time if they have to. Sione Mao, he's already got 5 points today, and he's just peeled off 10 metres there, the big prop. Rolando gets them going now. Bodman goes wide, finds Muirhead. This is Matt Cole over there, steps off his left, gets an offload away to Ben Johnson. He gets an offload to Andy Muirhead. Can Andy Muirhead get to the line? Oh, has he got it down short, Ryan?
I mean, we're pretty far away here, but it looked like it might have been out, but he's given it.
It's a try.
What a try.
A try has been awarded. My initial thought was that in reaching out, he's come down short, but certainly Matt Hogan on the far side will have a better view of it than we will.
Yeah, he was perfectly positioned, but how about Royals? 2 opportunities to attack, and they've been clinical, just showing their experience and their championship form, going direct through the forwards early, just busting through the holes, as we said, playing through the point of contact, and when it was time to shift it, they were excellent. And Matt Cole, as we said just 2 minutes previously, he'd have his opportunity, threw on a little goose step, got a great offload to Ben Johnson, and he one-upped him. Perfect little pill to Andy Muirhead, and well, he's shown that at any level he has a nose for the try line, and it was a really good finish, carrying a couple of blokes over the line with him as well.
He's had a real eye for space today, Andy Muirhead, and he's found it more often than not. It's a good sign of a quality player coming back and dominating at this level. Rolando's conversion from the touchline.
Oh, that's pretty.
Wow, that's an incredible kick.
And he's just it's perfect for the weather. He's just a low little driver, and that's... Well, look, last year they probably, they rode his boot a little bit last year. This is how they play. They just tick over and they go forward and they take their opportunities.
Yeah, they do. And
14-3, I mean, this first half, Royals up 14-3.
Tuggeranong haven't been 11 points worse.
Absolutely not.
There's no way.
We talked a little bit last week, Brett, myself and yourself, about playing smart footy, and that's what they're doing.
They are. They're taking their opportunities, certainly today. This is Richie Mariota taking his opportunity from the restart, and he does find 5 metres. Just goes to ground outside his 22. Rolando gets the box kick away from the base of this ruck. Taken well there by Brendan Tuki. Isaac Thompson, he's in midfield. He eyed off a kick, was brought to ground just on halfway in the end. Ryan Lonergan is there with options. Jordan Jackson Hope gets a little Oh, a little dip offload back on the inside. Tuggeranong, they're just trying to work their way back into attacking position here now, finding it hard going through this Royals defensive line, which has been impressive. This is Darcy Swain out the back to Thompson with a nice little offload to Jackson Hope. Young Brumby centre has been really good today for the Vikings. This is Sione Towler, who's held up in this tackle, does well. The big prop to get it down. Lonergan finds Thompson with a long ball, finds Brendan Tuki, who is brought down heavily by Lousy Talia early, and then the follow-up tackle from Matt Cole on JP Minart just forces the ball into touch.
For mine, Vikings have just got to start playing a little bit smarter here. Royals are leaving gaps everywhere in behind, and they're just lining guys up in midfield. Vikings got to play smarter, play in the right areas, and then they'll start to get the fruits. But say Royals defending so well.
Selwood takes the front of a short line out for Royals, and this is Sione Mao in centre field, who's been really good today in the ball carrying department. Rolando, he had a big wind up there, had to just adjust his grip. Matt Cole, well, he's done well to make those 2 metres that he has. This is Luke Kimber. He's lost that in contact. Opportunity now here. 5 out from half-time for Tuggeranong. Jordan Jackson Hope again with that little no-look offload. Finds Len Ikitau, who peels off another 10 metres. He goes again, Ikitau. He's in a bit of space here. Brought down just short of the 22. Andy Muir heads over the top of this. Royals are appealing for the penalty and they get it.
Excellent.
Well, Andy Muirhead.
That was superb.
We've sung his praises about seeking and knowing when to take an opportunity and attack, and that's his defensive game to the fore right there.
Oh, well, I think what you're seeing is a guy that's played a full season of pro rugby, and he's come back to this level stronger, more able to take the bumps and the bruises, but the natural footy is still there.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We've seen it all. We've seen his footy, but then that's the difference. That's a pro taking a massive clean out from a back row steaming through, but he held on perfect position, and you say this keeps happening to Vikings, and Royals just keep digging in.
As much as Tuggeranong dominated field position and even territory in the first 20 minutes, it feels like in the 15 minutes since then, it's been all Royals, and Tuggeranong haven't really had the ball north of halfway at this point.
And even when, they were deep in the Royals territory, but it didn't seem that difficult for Royals at all. And that's a credit to them.
And look at this, they're absolutely controlling the tempo of the game here. It's a full line out, but they've walked that last 15 metres into that line out. Throw has gone astray though, and Joey Vivoda has this for Tuggeranong. This is Jordan Jackson Hope. He finds Lenny Tau, who's been really good today in finding space. A young centre. He's a good carry up through the middle there. Angus Wagner again. Jackson Hope, he eyes a little bit of space, gets a little bit of a kick ahead, does find some space. Muirhead's back there. Ben Johnson's with him, but Andy Muirhead just under a little bit of pressure there from Andrew Robinson, and Muirhead's knocked on into touch, so Tuggeranong will have an option here. Scrum or line out they can take. Someone will make a decision here shortly.
Oh,
Looks like we're going a line out.
I'd have been taking a scrum there if I was Vikes, but
I think they decided line out because Michael Henry fired the ball into touch and he was standing ready to go. So Callum Smith takes this one at the back. Oakman Hunt peels off. Thompson has this inside ball here for Andrew Robinson. He's brought down on the 22. Can they build something out of this now? The Vikings, that ball's gone behind Callum Smith, but he's done well to pull it back in. Michael Henry picks it up and he's barreled over there by Sione Mao, the Royals tight head. Penalty advantage here for Tuggeranong. Guzikowski, he's good for another 2 metres inside the 22. This is Brendan Tuki. Jordan Jackson Hope went wide. Andrew Robinson gets the offload.
Not having that.
Ball's gone forward though.
No, not having that. You've got obstruction. Go back here, no advantage.
Yeah, fair call from the referee there. Definitely a bit of obstruction on Ben Johnson on the far side, but interesting call here now for Vikings. I think points is probably the right call with a half a footy to play.
Scrum.
They've taken the scrum, Ryan.
It's not my decision I'd have made, but I understand the call. They want to get right back into this game.
It's fair to say with both kicking tees being run off the field now for Tuggeranong that it wasn't necessarily the decision of the bench either.
No, but they'll back their guys out there, and And for a back line, I mean, a midfield scrum on the 22, there's not many attacking opportunities that are, that are better than that.
Again, they've eyed off this short side. Thompson has a 4-on-3 created down on this short side. Thompson standing just inside the 15-metre tram line.
Huge moment in this game. If Royals can hold out here.
Yeah, he'd be massive. Short arm to Tuggeranong.
You think they'd take another
shove there from Royals? Yeah, and they have taken the other one. That's probably not a bad call at this point.
Interesting to see. We saw earlier that that Royals were stacking 4-on-2. They've brought Matt Cole over to this left side. I don't mind that, and Bodman, Muirhead and Johnston can easily deal with that far side, especially with Luke Kimber. Plenty of athleticism there on that far side, but I'd like to see Lenny Iketea get his hands on the ball here. He's been really good when he's got his opportunities in this half. And
he's broken the first tackle not today, hasn't he? Yeah.
So they've got two really good playmakers inside him there in Jackson Hope and Thompson.
Lonergan feeds. This Royal scrum is holding up nicely, but penalised. They have gone down. Tuggeranong couldn't get that shove on.
No, well, it's interesting because the reason why is because Sione Mao there on the tight head side is just purely locking out, trying to hold his position there. He's not looking to hold any sort of normal shape. He's digging in. He's not trying to go forward. He's just trying to not go back. But because of that, if you lose your feet at all, you're going to be the one that gives away the penalty, and that's what happened just there. But that's the risk he's got to take. I mean, it's not his preferred side even. He's coming to first grade here at a crucial time, so we'll give him absolute raps for the job he's done in this half. But perhaps a few creaks starting to show with time dwindling in this first half.
Big opportunity now for Tuggeranong. We're into the last seconds of this first half. Royals 14 leading Tuggeranong 3. The first half of the Hahn Superdry major semi-final for 2018. It's a big scrum this time from Royals. Gerzakowski has to peel that one out the back for Tuggeranong. Half-time siren goes downstairs here. Royals have their defensive line set. Callum Smith, he can find a metre but cannot get to the 22 now. Lonergan gets there quickly, This is Darcy Swain. He's brought down on the 22, about 15 in from touch. Lonergan has it again. This is Sione Taylor. He's lost the ball forward. Royals have this.
Double knock on.
Double knock on is the call from James Morris, and that is the first half done, Ryan.
That's huge there. That last 2 minutes, that's a massive point in this game. Vikings turning down a very kickable 3, trying to get right back into this game, and they've come away with nothing. Superb defensive effort. We see Joe Penner's getting a bit of treatment. He got a great shove on that last scrum, and their defence has just held really well there. And for Royals, they've just played the smart footy out here, and Vikings will think that they maybe could have got more out of it, but so much time to go here. I think Vikings look really dangerous, and anything can happen in this next 40.
It's been a 40 minutes. It's gone quickly, and I say that because we haven't had a real opportunity to thank our competition partners through the first half, which I'll do now. Griffin Legal have been a wonderful naming rights sponsor for the John Dent Cup in 2018, and we thank them for their support. Hahn Superdry have brought you the match of the round every weekend this season, and they'll be here throughout the final series, including the minor semi-final tomorrow between Uni North and Gungahlin. Vodafone are the man of the match sponsors, and what I haven't told you, Ryan, is that where in previous weeks we've been nominating 3 or 4 players, today we have to make a decision.
Yes.
So we'll be naming...
Well, I was pretty disappointed to hear that my recommendation was ignored by the committee there in Brumbies, but
in fairness, right. I'm sure we did mention Mac Hansen last week.
Well, we might have mentioned him, but
we definitely did.
I feel the power surging through me now, Brett.
We will be naming the Vodafone man of the match from the major semi-final just on full time this afternoon.
Early runner Andy Muirhead for sure.
Absolutely. We also thank McDonald's, ACT, Heart Sport, O'Neill's, and we thank for the first time this year OVO, who have come on board this week in the run up to the finals. So we thank them for their support in 2018 at this late stage of the season. How have you seen this first half? It's been really, really gripping contest. Royals 14 leading Tuggeranong 3. Isaac Thompson's got the scoring got us underway on the scoreboard for Vikings. He kicked a penalty goal in the 20th minute. But in the last 20 minutes of that first half, it was all Royals. Sione Mao scored in the 23rd minute. Andy Muirhead scored in the 31st minute. Both those tries converted by Pedro Rolando with a low trajectory kick into the teeth of this Erindale breeze. And 14-3, it's they're in a good position, Royals.
Yeah, very interesting to note that penalty on the 20-minute mark almost just put a stamp on that, where Vikings were so dominant in that first 20 minutes but settled for a penalty goal on the 20-minute mark. Just say, right, we got some points from this dominance. But that just triggered Royals. They got back into the Vikings half and they built, and then they scored, and they took their opportunities twice. And I think for them it's just been about playing smart. They've done the right things. They've gone direct off in attack, and they've taken opportunities, and their quality is what's doing it. Matt Cole, Ben Johnson, Andy Muirhead, Pedro Rolando, the guys that they base their entire game plan on are the guys that are showing up. And for Vikings, the opposite needs to happen. They've got to get Lenny Ikite more ball.
Yep.
Haven't seen a lot of Darcy Swain in the last 20.
Yeah.
Isaac Thompson, while being very, very good, when he makes those little breaks, there's no one on his shoulder.
No.
Tweaky, Meinhardt, haven't seen them get any ball.
Brendan Tukey has had plenty of ball, but he's been really well contained today, and that's certainly a credit to Royals' defensive systems.
Yeah, what's interesting about that, I've just been silently watching that. Laosi Taliauli playing 13.
Yeah.
Normally a winger, and perhaps less dangerous in that 13 channel in attack, because obviously there's plenty of bodies around him. But in defence,
he's been great.
Every time that Tweaky comes around that corner, as he's done all season, and he's got a little half break, and then he can motor. It's Taliauli who's been in front of him.
There, that's right.
And I mean, if anyone can match him physically, Tweaky, of course, it's Taliauli. So I don't know if that was a selection call, if they were just looking to shut him down, but it's really worked well for Royals, and I just want to see them get more direct. If they get more direct, they'll create mismatches, and then you can see Jackson Hope. Jackson Hope influence has been little inside balls, little offloads. Hasn't been able to glide as he does.
He's trying. He's definitely trying.
Always trying.
Yeah.
See, well, if from a Vikings perspective, that would fill you with a lot of confidence, I think, knowing that you're probably the more stacked side.
Yeah.
I looked through that 1 to 15. There isn't a weak point there.
No, certainly not.
And that,
certainly not.
The set piece is another thing. I think we saw Royals creaking slightly there.
Yeah. The thoughts of Ryan Murphy at half-time here in the Hahn Superdry Major Semi-Final. Royals 14, leading Vikings 3. It's Brett McKay with you on Bar TV Sports, Brumbies Rugby's live streaming partner throughout 2018. And we'll bring you another production. Will be throughout the finals series. We will touch on those scores from earlier today again, Ryan. In second grade, Queanbeyan 28 have beaten Tuggeranong 27. In Colts, Tuggeranong was 22, beat Queanbeyan 15. In Division 1 first grade, it was a win for Tuggeranong 31-22 over ADFA. In Division 1 second grade, it was a win for RMC. They beaten Tuggeranong 29-17. The Tuggeranong took out the women's major semi-final 38 points to 5, and the women's minor semi-final is underway right now. Ryan, could you
hold my mic?
Maybe quickly go and see a score for us. The women's minor semi-final being played currently on the Viking Park number 2 game. That game's been played between Gungahlin and Royals, I think it is, and the score is?
It's 40-0 to Royals at the moment, so probably a predictable result there, but well, I think that major semi between Vikings and Owls, certainly the form two sides in the women's division, and plenty of Brumbies women's players, plenty of Wallaroos involved as well, as we see Royals taking to the field again. Yeah,
interesting that Tuggeranong stayed out on the field there at half time. Royals went back into the sheds, and they're making their way back onto the field now. But we're in for a cracking second half. We're in for a cracking minor semi-final tomorrow between Uni Norths and Gungahlin Eagles. Very much looking forward to that. Of course, the winner of this game here will be through to the grand final on Saturday, August 18. The loser, they're playing next weekend against the winner of tomorrow's match. So no doubt Dan Atkins from Gungahlin and Tony Doherty will be here in the sheds, hoping these two teams belt seven shades out of each other for the next 40 minutes.
I think for sure they'll want as tough a game and as tough a second half here as possible, but very interesting. Such a well-poised game here.
Absolutely. We're back underway in this second half. Isaac Thompson with the kickoff for Tuggeranong, and it was well taken there by Nathan Selwood, the Royals lock. This is Luke Kimber coming off his own 22, and he's had a strong ball-carrying first half. Pedro Rolando gets this box kick bomb up, well taken there by Brendan Tayuki coming forward, but repelled a metre or two in defence from Lolohea. Thompson finds Jordan Jackson Hope in a little bit of space there on the far side. He's brought down just short of the 10-metre line. Penalty advantage here now for Tuggeranong. This is Michael Henry. Little inside ball for Callum Smith. Taken well there by Sam Carter. Thompson finds Wagner. What can he do? The big prop. Bit of ball skills. Still got penalty advantage here for Tuggeranong. Lonigan finds Sione Towler. Advantage still being paid here by James Morris. That ball has gone behind Michael Henry. Angus Wagner has stayed down from where he was tackled on that carry, 2 phases ago.
Oh, he looks to be in a bit of discomfort here. I hope he's okay. He's had such a really good season. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
Looks to be favouring his left leg. He's sort of indicating it was
that knee area.
Yeah, knee and below.
As we say, we get a break and play here. Interesting to see right from the outset, Royals looking to play territory game and perhaps sensing with the wind, going through Rolando's box kick, but deep in their own territory like that with a weapon like Ben Johnson on this left-hand side too. Wouldn't mind seeing them go back to BJ rather than going through the box kick there.
So we've got a little break in play here now as Angus Wagner gets some treatment.
Likely to be Liam McGrath here to come on, I think. Nick Cushion hasn't played a lot of rugby this year, coming back from injury. Liam, a very experienced campaigner. He's getting
had a strong game in second grade too.
He did run to the. He actually copped a yellow in that last minute and had to come off, and someone had to replace him in the scrum, and then that led to, of course, Queanbeyan getting the pushover. So he'll have a bit of a point to prove, I think, here coming on. As you see him lining up, he looks comfortable. He's well versed at this level, and have to say, from a Royals point of view, of course they wouldn't want to see Wags go off injured, but that's a weapon that Vikings will be losing if he can't continue.
Yeah, definitely. He's still certainly looking around that knee area, aren't they?
I think he's gonna have a crack, but he's moving a bit gingerly for sure. But he's a tough customer. He'll keep going.
He certainly will.
Out there, mate.
Certainly will. So penalty is paid over on the far side. It's a ruck infringement. The Royals players in from the side, I think, was the signal there.
As we start the second, as we ended the first. Plenty of this all day. Vikings getting in good positions, but the proof will be whether they can convert that into points now.
Blue, gap.
So Michael Henry throw in about 20 metres out from the Royals line. Goes straight down into this maul, but Dean Oakman Hunt peels off and makes a good 10 metres off the back of that line out for Vikings. This is Jordan Jackson Hope. Spied right and stepped off his right to go back to the left. Henry picks up. Pick and drive. He's brought down in front of the post, about 5 metres out for Tuggeranong. The first real opportunity, Darcy Swain picks up the ball out the side of the ruck in the end, and James Morris says, no, I don't think we'll have that. Well,
we of course don't have the benefit of an instant replay here up top or anything, but
he certainly wasn't at the back of the ruck when he picked up the ball, so I suspect the call is that he's reached back.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not totally sure what the ruling is there. I know if you're on the side, it's play on.
Can't
but
reach back and get the ball from behind.
I don't think he could.
Surely.
He's a tall man. He could probably touch the try line and reach back. But
so you're saying the ball was actually at the back of the ruck, but he's just reached back that far.
He's just he's tall timber, as we see.
Can't argue that.
We see Angus Wagner.
He's gone down again, pretty much in the same spot that he was receiving some attention before. Ben Johnson's touch finder on the far side was good for about 35 metres in the end, but James Morris has just called time off here as Angus Wagner has gone down.
They'll have to make that substitution, I think. Obviously, we've got 35 to play here. if you're Vikings management, you're thinking we've got enough to win this game and we'll need Wags for the finals, as we progress, and even more so if you think maybe we mightn't sneak a win here. We're playing next week, so we're going to need everyone we've got, so he's gonna strap it up and he's gonna keep going, but I don't know, we'll have to keep an eye on him. Credit to him for keeping on going, obviously.
Yeah, Royals would sense an opportunity here at scrum time, wouldn't they?
Well, an opportunity, maybe, certainly a bit of respite, for sure.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Certainly the Tuggeranong, the Royals front row has had a little bit of disruption.
They've just had to work so hard, and it starts with Wags there at tight head. So we see Sam Carter's probably running that line head as one of the best in world rugby, really. Carts at set piece time.
Doing a very good job of it. This is Andy Muir head in a little bit of space again. Andrew Robinson doesn't take his dummy though. Muirhead brought down about 15 in from touch. This is Sam Carter with a good carry. Makes 5 metres outside the tram track there. This is Luke Kimber. Steps left, goes back infield. Rolando has this. Joel Penders finds another metre or two. They're edging closer to halfway here, Royals. Tuggeranong had the hand on the ball. Darcy Swain wins the turnover. That's good work.
Yeah, quite right there. Really good over the ball there, Darcy. Royals going one up with Joel Penders there in a real narrow position and didn't get the clear out proper. And you see Isaac Thompson looking for the far side. Will the ball travel? It will. Just interesting decision to go cross court there. But
Seth going he's had a really good idea. He's had a really good play at it. But that hasn't necessarily gone so well for him on the far side.
He's got to be careful not to knock the ball on, because obviously.
Well, I think that's the ruling in the end. I think he's lost that forward into touch.
But they've taken the line out.
Taken the line out option.
As we say, Darcy Swain very comfortable. It's a great pill from Michael
Smith
Henry too.
At the back finds Michael Oakman Hunt. No, this is Darcy Swain has it. He finds another metre or two on his knees in the end. Darcy Swain. Henry, he found another metre or two. They're just getting set here for the pick and drive. Tuggeranong, they're 5 out.
Angus.
Trailing 14-3 in the Hahn Superdry major semi-final. Ball's there at the back. Lonergan's not interested in this at all. Mrs. Michael Oakman Hunt, who has been pretty good today in the blind side flank for Tuggeranong. Swain, again, with another important carry. Henry, he picks up, but he's well held and well contained. Royals, this defensive line, resetting and holding strongly so far. Wagner has a big good test for that left knee of his, just strapped up in the last stoppage. Lonergan's there now for Tuggeranong. Finds Thompson on the open side. Jordan Jackson Hope steps left and right before he's brought down 5 out. Lonergan keeps going short side. Finds Sione Towler. He's brought down 5 in from touch. They still haven't got any closer than 5 metres out here, Tuggeranong. Darcy Swain loses a metre or two. Taken well there by Talia Uli.
Hold.
Lonergan, he finds Michael Oakman Hunt, who's barrelled there by Sione Mao and Will Morrison. Gets an offload away to Jordan Jackson Hope. They're still working here. Tuggeranong, Luke Gersakowski, he's brought down 4 out now. They're having to work hard here, Tuggeranong, with penalty advantage. Towler gets through the tackle of Will Morrison. Lonergan looking for runners here. Thompson goes inside.
What a tackle from Luke Kimber.
Really important tackle. This is Brendan Tayuki in the corner. It is in the end. Leniki Tau with the offload. And that's an important try in response from Tuggeranong.
It had to come eventually. That's much better from Vikings in attack. Slow build, just went direct, and finally when it was on, they converted, and as he has done all year, Brendan Tayuki scores in the corner.
Yeah, Brendan Tayuki has been the leading try scorer, the leading point scorer in the Griffin Legal John Dent Cup throughout 2018. And that's just extending his lead a little bit further.
They've shipped 5 points there, Royals, but I reckon they're lucky to be still full complement.
Yeah,
a blatant infringement there at the ruck from I think it was Sione Lolohea.
Yeah, James Morris mentioned that it was 2 penalty advantages being paid against Blue 2 back toward the post, and you're right. I think Tuggeranong scoring has probably saved a yellow card there
for sure. He was having a walk, I think. You see Isaac Thompson lining it up on this right-hand side.
He's about 2 metres in from touch. He's taken it just outside the 22 there in the end. Important kick, though, in the context of this semi-final. Thompson hits it well. It's coming around all right, but just not quite enough.
Yeah, didn't catch it great, but
no,
just didn't sneak in.
The hook was just a little bit late, wasn't it? Score remains 14 points to 8 in favour of Royals over the Tuggeranong Vikings here at Viking Park in the Hahn Superdry major semi-final for 2018.
That'll give Vikings plenty of confidence now. Better execution in the final third.
Orlando gets us underway. It's taken well there by Luke Gersakowski, young number 8. Been impressed with him today. Ryan, as I've mentioned, I haven't seen a lot of him this year, but he's looked quite good from what we have seen. As this Isaac Thompson kick turns Andy Muirhead around down there in his 22. He eyes that touchline on the far side, just gets turned around a little bit. Tuggeranong are there in numbers. Royals will be doing well if they get out of this, and they don't. Really good work there from Tuggeranong to get there and get over the ball, force that penalty turnover.
Yeah, I think Andy Muirhead will be disappointed there. It's probably the wrong option to take the kick, or to not take the kick, I should say. He's got to clear his lines.
Yeah.
Well, as they say, he's got to back himself, and I don't mind that, but wrong time there, and say huge now. Vikings got the chance to really get back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
To take the lead, of course, if they can get a 7-pointer.
Absolutely. All of a sudden, Michael Henry will take this line out, throw 5 out from the Royals line. It was a good touch finder from Isaac Thompson. They go to a full line out here, Tuggeranong. Darcy Swain takes it the back. They don't go to the line out drive. That Lonigan pass finds Jackson Hope on the bounce in the end. Lonigan, he finds Thompson. He finds Len Ikitau, who's looking for a little space. He finds Brendan Tuyuki again. Is he eyeing off the corner for his double? He brought down short. Lonigan finds Darcy Swain. Back infield, brought to ground, 5 short, about 20 in from touch. Lonigan keeps going fast to the open side. This is Sione Towler, who again can't get past that Royals 5 metre line. Thompson has this, looking for inside runners, gets an offload away to Callum Smith. The young lock. Is Callum Smith there? Not quite. Lonigan goes short side. Seth Going gets a hand on this. Jordan Jackson Hope picks it up, and he will score for Tuggeranong, and the Vikings take the lead.
Clinical from the Vikings. Seth Going shot out. I tell you what, if he caught it, he was gone. He was not getting caught, but as say, the ball went to ground, and good heads-up play from Jordan Jackson Hope to just scoop it up and score. Kickable conversion now, and all of a sudden, 10 minutes, and Vikings can take the lead.
This feels like this game is really turning in front of us in these last couple of minutes.
Well, it's interesting. It's everything we saw in the first half, but the difference is the execution in that attacking zone, in that final third, and Vikings looking every bit the side we've seen this year, and just slowly building an attack. And when they get the opportunities, they're going and they're scoring, obviously, most importantly.
So Isaac Thompson, my maths failed me there a little earlier. I said that Tuggeranong take the lead. They will take it if Isaac Thompson can convert this Jordan Jackson Hope try. His conversion is just outside the 22. He's about 10 in from touch. Thompson from the eastern side of Viking Park here. Hits this conversion nicely. It's en route. Flag stayed down though. Just across the face of goal.
And that'll give Royals a little bit of a boost there. Probably, I would imagine, sitting behind the post there, they might have been feeling that this game was starting to creep away from them. You get that little bit of a stay there, and now you look up at the scoreboard and you say, right, we're still ahead. Let's build.
Royals 14 leading Tuggeranong 13, and the Royals, they've nearly had the ball there from the restart. Richie Mariota just couldn't clean up, loose ball at the back. Tuggeranong have this now. They work their way out of their own half, but Jordan Jackson Hope has lost this. And we're going to come back to Mariota's knock on there from the restart.
That's generous. I mean, they had the clean ball, but
yeah, I suppose. I mean, Tuggeranong would have lost.
They would have lost 15 metres. Yeah, that's fair.
Had he declared advantage over. So
that's fair.
Probably not a bad call in the end. But I absolutely take your point. Royals would be.
You're thinking maybe that there was
an opportunity,
clean ball, and definitely an opportunity. Pedro didn't catch that drop off perfectly, and say Mariota had the chance to take it, but he's knocked on, and Vikings get another chance to attack.
They do. Important scrum here. We've had 13 minutes of this second half played. Royals 14, leading Tuggeranong 13. Nahan Superdry major semi-finals. Royals scrum is going forward and going forward very well. They win the scrum penalty. And Pedro Rolando points straight to the posts.
What a turnaround.
Look at the backs coming in. Look how far in some of these guys have run to congratulate their forwards.
We talked about the togetherness, and you can see it right there. Joel Pender's just creaking up the outside. An experienced campaigner. He just creaked up the outside, and he's just putting bags of pressure on Angus Wagner now. And Sione's just digging in on that tight end side again. And Sione Taula, his opposite number there, perhaps starting to tire. He's played a lot of footy in his career, and this is right about the stage where plenty of props might be taking their leave. So
we haven't called them a lot today, but Nathan Selwood and Sam Carter, the locks for Royals, have got through a lot of work,
absolutely, haven't they? And Will Morrison as well has been an absolute dog in defence as well.
Number 6 there. Just misses that line out throw there, Morrison. This is Joey Vivoda getting a ball away for Tuggeranong now. Well, good clean out there from Michael Henry. Lonigan gets a little box kick away. This is sailing close to touch. And that ball has bounced over Andrew Robinson's shoulder in the end. It'll be a Royals line out throw on their 10-metre line.
Just expect Sam Carter here to settle things down a bit. Just get some clean ball. He's watching. Master at work here.
Interesting that it's Will Morrison doing most of the calling there, and they've won this one well. This is Talia Uli, who bumps off his first tackle, goes to ground with 3 Tuggeranong Vikings holding on to him. This is that man Selwood, who's taken well there by Michael Oakman Hunt. This is Bodman. Haven't seen a lot of him. This is Morrison, who finds Ben Johnson, who gets past the first defender again. Ben Johnson tagged him well there by Andrew Robinson. Rolando finds Luke Kimber back 15 metres infield. Working their way forward again here. Rolando finds Joel Penders. Gets them back on that level footing. Bodman goes wide. Matt Cole has got Muirhead outside him. Muirhead slipped over there, but was good for the clean out. Rolando finds Carter, who's taken well there by Sione Towler. Rolando opens eyes short side, finds Bodman. He finds Lausi Taliauli, who makes another 5 or 6 metres. Rolando keeps going short side there. They're just inside the Tuggeranong 22.
Last week, guys. Out, Red, out!
Royals looking to extend their current 1-point lead. Leading Tuggeranong 14 points to 13. We've had 15 minutes of this second half played. Still inside the 22, but no closer than 20 metres out at this stage. This is Cole, finds Muirhead, who gets a good little offload away to Mariota. He gets a little ball over the top to Ben Johnson, who again busts through that first tackle. Ball's been lost though. Robinson gets a kick downfield, and there is no one home for Royals. Talia Uli and Seth Going come from the far side to clean this up. Jordan Jackson Hope is there for Tuggeranong. This is Talia Uli. Going got a good pass away. Kimber has this now with a nice little offload there from his big centre partner. And Tuggeranong are a little bit too over-adventurous there. And Royals will get an easy exit out of their half.
Yeah, got away with one there. Vikes were all over the ball. But Meinhardt judged to have not rolled away, as you say. Frantic stuff here. We're seeing below us here Noah Alessio, Darcy
Swain it is, who hasn't got up from that heavy contact on Lausi Taliauli.
Yeah, Darcy and Nathan Selwood as well, feeling the effects of what is becoming quite a brutal game out there. As we've seen Noah Alessio take to the park here for starting to see who's in action.
Number 22, Noah Alessio, played an important role at fly half for Tuggeranong. It looks like it's Isaac Thompson coming off, and that's a big call, Ryan.
Well, he doesn't look to be moving.
No, great. He's favouring his right leg certainly,
and he's had a few injuries this year. He's not played, and they'll be comfortable with Noah coming on here at
He's played plenty of first grade this year, and he's played plenty of positions. I'm sure he played 13 the last time we were down here.
He's played 13. He's played a lot of wing.
Yep.
Very comfortable at fly half.
Centre, of course. It's a measure of the strength of both clubs. You look at their second grade sides for this weekend, and
absolutely,
there's plenty of guys that played twos today. Looking at Tuggeranong's bench, and I'm seeing Sam Allen, I'm seeing Jamie Field, I'm seeing Noel Alessio, who's on. Max Ravalval played first grade most of last year.
Yeah, most, and a lot of this year too.
And a lot of this year as well. So
I arrived today watching Vikings second grade, going, "Oh, that fly half's pretty handy. He looks a lot like Noel Alessio."
Funny thing about that.
It is.
Yeah.
I was like, how? That's
yeah.
It is. That's the depth of this Vikings back line. But
yep, absolutely.
That's all. That lends to how well Royals have defended today,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that it hasn't been the back line that's got Vikings to this point really yet. It's been the pack, and it's been a slow build.
Ben Johnson gets a
cannon
good piece of this.
Absolute cannon.
Again.
I mean,
he's off 40 metres without too much trouble at all.
He's got long levers, does BJ. He's a big man, but
it never sounds like the ball it doesn't sound great off the boot. It never sounds like he's really, really nailed it.
Agricultural for sure.
Yeah. Selwood takes this line out at the front. Rolando finds Bodman, who puts Richie Mariotta into midfield through the first defender. Rolando goes to that far side again through Selwood.
Oh, Rolando just couldn't find him. Goodman and
this is Joel Penders this time. Comes back open side. This is Matt Cole. He's looking for runners there. And he's absolutely belted by Gersakowski. This is Jamie Bodman. He wasn't quite ready for that ball from Mariotta. Royals, they're having to work hard here. They've got penalty advantage here now again. Rolando, he eyes a little opportunity up through the middle. Ball has just gone loose, but we've come back to that penalty.
Interesting decision.
And Rolando is already looking at the posts. But Ben Johnson has this ball. He'll kick for the line.
It's right on the edge of... Rolando's got plenty of boot, but perhaps with the wind swirling slightly and favouring the Vikings, I don't mind the call here for Johnson to look to go deep into Vikings territory.
Now they're just asking the question as to where Darcy Swain is standing in terms of the mark and the offside line, and I've got to say I think Royals had a fair point.
Yeah, a little bit of mind games there from Darcy, as we see. He's just backtracking, trying to get a little intel, just trying to see, as you say, they've been favouring Will Morrison. He's been calling the line out. No doubt being backed up by Carter, as you see Selwood unmarked at the front.
Unmarked and uncontested as Royals drop straight down into this line-out drive. Ball spilled out the back for Tuggeranong, though. Alessio goes wide. Advantage is over for Tuggeranong. Brendan Tiuki gets a kick downfield. And we'll have a Royals line-out throw on the Tuggeranong 10-metre line.
Oh, Royals will be so disappointed there.
They will.
Moores was motoring there at the front.
I think they actually got down in transition and got going quicker than they were quite ready for. Yeah,
perhaps especially when
so the transition of ball to the back just didn't quite go as smoothly as they'd like.
I love that modern straight to the guy standing there unmarked. It works so well for teams.
Uncontested line out. This is Bodman. Matt Cole finds Seth going, and Andrew Robinson picks him up and drops him. He's had a really good defensive game today, Andrew Robinson. His first game back for Tuggeranong in the top grade this year. It's been a good return for the winger. This is Mariotta. Bumps off the first tackle, finds another couple of metres after contact. The Royals number 8, Rolando, finds Sam Carter. A bit of a jink there from the Brumbies captain. Sione Mao scored the first try of the day. He made a metre and then lost it. Rolando, he goes wide to Bodman. This is Lausi Taliauli, who's been dangerous today, and again he beats his first defender. Rolando, ball spills in front of him, but he's there to pick it up. Luke Kimber, he goes left and then right and then back left again. Bodman out the back finds Andy Muirhead, who finds Richie Mariotta in the tram tracks. Taken well there in defence by Lee Nikitau. Rolando finds Sione Lolohea, who's levelled there by Sione Towler. Penalty advantage now against that Mancioni Taylor. I think it'll be for the lengthy clean out.
Yeah, he took a while to make the decision, but the right one.
This is Carter back inboard from Pedro Orlando. Found 5 metres. Still with penalty advantage here, Royals. Mew ahead. He finds Talia early in a bit of space. He gets an offload away to Luke Kimber. Luke Kimber's up the sideline. Gets an offload to Will Morrison to score in the corner for Royals.
Outstanding from Leslie Taliauli and Luke Kimber on the right-hand side.
How did Luke Kimber keep his balance over there?
I've absolutely no idea. We've seen his athleticism all day. Close contact, using his footwork, gets a chance to run, and he's held his feet. The 3-time player of the week in this year's John O'Dent Cup. He's been absolutely superb all year, and he's had his moments today where he struggled, and I tell you what, that is game-changing from Luke Kimber. And his back row partner Will Morrison has been
be there in support.
His that's a credit to his work rate, which we've seen all day. Execution under pressure, 3 chances, 3 tries for Royals.
Yeah. It's a really good point. They haven't necessarily had a lot of opportunity today, Royals, but whenever they have, they've taken it. And
they just look so organised.
Yeah, they do.
So cohesive. They, you'd say professional is a word that comes to mind when I think about them.
It's a good one.
And now Vikings, we see Nathan Selwood just nursing a little bit of a knock. He's been excellent too.
Yeah, he's had an extraordinary game. The big lock. Rolando's conversion is about 2 metres in from touch on the far side. He's hit it well. He's kept it low, but he's pushed it to the right of the post. Score remains 19 points to 13. In favour of Royals here at Viking Park in the Hans Superdry Major semi-final.
So much rugby still left to be played.
Oh, isn't there? Isn't there?
Very different now. The atmosphere is really just starting. It's just cagey out there. You can sense it from up here.
Definitely
Guys not wanting to make a mistake. As we see Luke Kimber
goes deep to Luke Kimber. He gets the ball back to Pedro Orlando, and that's a good exit from the Royals' number 9. Vikings go quickly. Lalesio has it. He's coming back towards halfway. Brought down by Rolando and also Sione Lolahea, who's been prominent as well for Royals. This is Michael Henry, his opposite number. Callum Smith gets an offload on the far side there to Michael Oakman Hunt, who finds JP Minart, who gets bundled into touch there by Will Morrison.
No.
It was the right option from... That'll be brought back, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
It was the right option there from Michael Henry. Great vision to see that there was a lot of space there with Meinhardt on the left wing, but as we've seen on a number of occasions, the Vikings' execution just letting them down slightly.
Yep. I'll take this opportunity with 16, just inside 17 minutes to play, to thank Griffin Legal, who've been the John O'Dent Cup naming rights sponsors for 2018, and we thank them for their support. Hans Superdry brought you the match of the round throughout the season, and we'll do for the rest of the final series. Ryan and I will nominate our Vodafone man of the match within the next 20 minutes or so, and we thank McDonald's, ACT, Hans, Heart Sport, O'Neill's and OVO. You're watching the Hans Superdry Griffin Legal John O'Dent Cup Major Semi-Final on Brumbies Rugby's live streaming partner, Bar TV Sports. Brett McKay with you alongside Ryan Murphy here at Viking Park, with Royals 19 leading Tuggeranong 13 in the Hans Superdry Major Semi-Final. We've got about 16 minutes of play, and well, I'm not going to say that Tuggeranong are out of this, because we've seen this already, that both teams are capable of fighting their way back into this contest. So there's still plenty of time, still plenty of rugby to play, as you've just said.
Not out of it, but the next score becomes very crucial now.
Yeah, it probably needs to be Tuggeranong, doesn't it?
For sure. I think Royals will be looking to eke out a penalty maybe, and I think a penalty might just get them over the line, especially with their experience of just playing in the right areas. Next score is so crucial.
Lights are on here at Viking Park, and it's fair to say the temperature is dropping. It's been a good scrum from Royals. This is Bodman, who's looking for an inside runner. Can't get... Ball's dropped loose. Ryan Lonigan got a boot on the ball, but there's a Tuggeranong hand in there, is the ruling from James Morris. Jamie Bodman, well, he was absolutely barreled in the middle of all that.
Yeah, he's actually had a really good game in open play, but offset piece, he's looked a little bit cold there just off first phase. As you see, Mariota
Yeah, Richie Mariota, who's had a really important game for Royals, the number 8. He's been replaced by Alex Varas in number 20, who's played a lot of first grade this year. So that's a handy guy to call on as a fresh reserve today for Tuggeranong. For Royals, I beg your pardon.
It's got to be said, I thought Royals maybe didn't get away with one there, but that's certainly, that call went in their favour. Ryan Lonergan was a foot race between himself and Rolando. As it stands, this Royals pack who's dug in so well, particularly that front row trio, they've dug in so well.
Yeah.
It's a chance now for them to just secure Pill and perhaps play on the right side of this half. Bodman shaking off an injury.
Yeah, he's back to his feet. Jamie Bodman. He's managed to. I think he's managed to contain the locks though, which I thought from that tackle,
of which there are plenty.
I thought they might have broken Jamie Bodman's flowing locks free.
If you're Royals now, you trust that you've got the defence to hold them out from long range. Yep. So it's really important if they can just get down into Viking half. As you see, getting a shove on here from Pender's side. Referee's got to make a call, and he does.
Yeah.
What a turnaround for Royals.
Will Morrison controlled that superbly there at number 8. He's made the switch back to number 8, Will Morrison, and that's a really good scrum penalty for Royals. Watch Ben Johnson's kick for line here. He will be eyeing Erindale shops off.
I think so.
Point.
Just that subway there, that'll be the target for old BJ.
Johnson gets his kick. Well, it's gone end over end. I'm going to say it's his ugliest kick today, but he had that one in the first half. Ben Johnson's got a grin on his face.
He knows he's got away with one there for
ugly
sure.
But effective is the term that comes to mind there, Ryan. But he's found touch on the 22, which from the point that he took the kick is probably where he was aiming anyway.
I think so. He certainly got enough out of it.
It certainly didn't look that way off the boot. Selwood taking this well at number 2 for Royals. Sione Mao gets through that first tackle again, finds 5 metres for Royals, gets Rolando on the front foot. Bodman has this, finds Seth Going on the inside. Hasn't had a lot of space today, Seth Going. Plenty of space if he can find it. Luke Kimber, he's well contained there. Maybe even shelled a metre or 2 for Royals. Rolando goes open side through Morris. Good, quick hands from Bodman. Finds Andy Muirhead, who busts through the first tackle. Keeps going, does the Royals fullback. Rolando has this. He finds Lollahea. Keeps coming open side through Cole. He's looking for inside runners. He's taken well there by Ryan Lonergan. Tuggeranong looking for turnover opportunity. Ball's at the back here now for Pedro Rolando. He'll find Sam Carter, who's got a good forward pod behind him. Sione Mao and Lollahea are there. Rolando, he goes short side and then stops in the shadow of Sione Taylor, which probably wasn't a bad idea. Ball's there for Muirhead. Lollahea has this. They've lost 4 or 5 metres here, Royals, but they've still got it and they're in control. Cole has this, finds Bodman. He finds Ben Johnson in a little bit of space. Gets a chip over the top of Noah Lalesio. Ryan Lonergan and Brendan Tiuki have run into each other, but there's been a mark called in the end. Lonergan has held on to the ball. That's a classic case of 2 blokes going for the ball and not realising the other one was there.
It's commitment to the cause there.
Yeah.
I see Royals, a couple of their guys saying, hold on to the ball there, but I thought it was the right option actually from Ben Johnson just to put the little chip in.
We've got players down everywhere here, Ryan. We've got Ryan Lonergan getting some attention from the Tuggeranong trainer. Brennan Tiuki sitting down just in front of him. I can see Jamie Bodman is still getting some treatment here in the foreground. Sione Lollahea is flat on his stomach over on the far side. Now, Steve Peake, the assistant referee, is in there. James Morris has just run over.
Yeah, interesting to see. He's actually looking at a Royals number for. It's the Royals player who's down, Sione Lollahea. But as I say, I wonder are they just having a. Interesting, actually. Now that you say it, Will Morrison did come the whole way across to the referee to have a chat. So perhaps the Royals players feel that something's happened off the ball there.
Yeah, righto.
I did see that, and I thought it was odd, but
Yeah,
Nothing's going to come of it for now.
He's got it.
No. Sione Lolohea is still down, and he doesn't look like he's getting up
You've marked it.
overly easily, I have to say.
Just give it a bit more of a...
Might be trying to stretch out a cramp, perhaps.
Yeah, quickly.
I've got some... got a decent option on the bench, though, in Michael Andrew Copsey, who's played plenty of first grade. Yeah.
I was just about to say, he's a really, really, really good player, and he's a strong player, and he's a strong character. And
I can't see how Sione Lolohea continues.
no, he's struggling big time.
Lonigan's clearing kick doesn't find touch. This is Matt Cole. Steps off his left, comes back into centre field. Rolando has this, finds Andrew Muirhead, finds Luke Kimber, and this is Sam Carter in a bit of space. Flick pass to Ben Johnson, who is try-line bound. Ben Johnson is trying to get his way to the line, and the Royals captain is over.
Sam Carter, take a bow. What an
Sam
offload.
Carter with the most telegraph flick pass you'll ever see.
He copped it for 10 metres before he made it. He knew what he was doing, but it was perfect.
Oh, the grin on Sam Carter's face as he walks back.
He's been watching Brian O'Driscoll tapes, I think.
He's been watching old George Grigg and Owen Finnegan replays, I think, too. But Ben Johnson, he had plenty of work to do.
Absolutely. Let's not take it away from Ben Johnson. It was a cracking finish. And he had to ride contact on 2 separate occasions, kept his feet. And I tell you what, Brett, that's I won't call it game, but this is a commanding lead now for Royals, and we said it at the 3rd try mark. I'll say it again on the 4th. That's 4 opportunities, clear opportunities, and they've taken every single one of them.
Well, that wasn't even an opportunity.
Not really.
It was something out of nothing. But Royals, credit to them.
I was barely looking. I was actually just tracking Sione Lolohea's movements, and then all of a sudden, Andy Muirhead copped some space. It was Luke Kimber who just found Sam Carter, and then
the Brumbies captain.
We can call it telegraphed. It was for sure, but timing.
He told Tuggeranong what he was going to do. He took the contact. As Rolando's conversion fades nicely between the posts.
The stinger.
Oh, that's
huge.
Really, really nice from
13.
Pedro Rolando. 26 points to 13. Royals lead Tuggeranong in the Hahn Superdry Major Semi-Final. We've got some replacements here. Ryan, I can tell you, Max Rivalvo in 23 is on for Andrew Robinson for Tuggeranong. For Royals, Michael Andrew Copsey in 16 is on for Sione Lolohea. Tuggeranong have this, though, from the restart, and it's taken there by Joey Vivoda in the end. Grzikowski, young number 8, has this in front of Lalesio.
High tackle.
Lonigan has this. We've got high tackle advantage being paid here. It was a bit high on Grzikowski too. This is Michael Henry. Beats his opposite number, Andrew Copsey. Pedro Orlando end up with the ball and got a kick away, but we've come back for that penalty advantage. Now, I can also tell you...
It's a bit of a rejig here for Royals.
Yeah, the other replacement in number 23 is Sam Ross.
Yeah, he's
come onto the left wing. Ben Johnson is gone to fullback. Andy Muirhead is still on the field, though.
I'd imagine Matt Cole has slipped into fly half.
Yeah, that's right.
The machinations thereafter, I'm not totally sure about.
Jamie Bodman has come off. So Cole has gone. You would think has come into to fly half.
Sam Ross is defending a fly half.
Yeah, he's played plenty of 10 this year, to be fair, for in both first and second grade too. Tuggeranong has this, though. This is Jordan Jackson Hope eyeing a little bit of a space in centre field. Royals looking to get their defensive line set again. This is Henry, who's held up initially by Kimber, and Sam Carter gets to ground. This is why Wagner puts Lalesio in a little bit of space. Lonigan finds Darcy Swain this time. He's taken well there by Luke Kimber it was. This is Sione Towler. He's dropped that ball. And you can hear the cheers of the Royals bench and their supporters here at Viking Park.
Doesn't it feel a little bit ominous now with 8 minutes to go? The blue flag machine is just starting to roll.
Yeah.
The defending champions, they're starting to look like it. It's not been a perfect season for them by any means, but this has been a clinical champions performance. It just continues.
There's been times throughout this Griffin League or John Dent Cup season where I've looked at Royals and I've thought they just don't look like the defending premiers. They just haven't been on song. There's been games where they've been wonderful, truly wonderful as well. It's been a really up and down season from that front from them, but they've been clinical today.
For sure. I think minus their Brumbies guys, they look beatable. When those guys come in, everything just lifts us.
Muirhead and Carter made a huge difference today.
And Taliauli as well in defence. Most importantly, you think if you'd have added Tom Cusack to this side as well, we might be talking about the juggernaut of 2017.
Yeah, well, we might just put a pin in that. I bumped into Tom Cusack this week, so it's great work there by Lonigan at the back for Tuggeranong. Will Morrison couldn't get his pass away to Pedro Rolando, so now Royals are on their own try line. They need to get a kick away here. They're going to have to pick and drive here for a bit, try and find some space. Muirhead is at the back. Ben Johnson is ready for this kick. Pass goes back to him. He's got a better piece of that one. It's gone end over end again. Tuggeranong looking to go quickly through. Brendan Tiuki. The touch has been found just inside the 22 there.
Still time for Vikings, but they've got to score now.
Yep, 6.5 to play here at Vikings Park in the Hahn Superdry Major Semi-Final. Royals 26 leading Tuggeranong 13. Darcy Swain takes this at the front for Tuggeranong. This is JP Minard, who we haven't seen a lot of since half-time, has to be said. Lonigan finds Lalesio, who finds Jordan Jackson-Hope, who has been probing all day but hasn't quite dealt that killer blow that he's been looking for. Len Ikitau brought down well there by Ben Johnson in the end. Lonigan goes open side, finds Darcy Swain, who's brought down about 4 short, 15 in from touch here. Royals, again, their defensive line is well set. Lalesio keeps going wide, finds Sione Towler, who's well held there by Sione Mal and Matt Cole in centre field.
No, Michael.
This is Michael Henry. Taken well there by Joel Penders. Ball's at the back for Lonigan. Lenny Ikitau's in a little bit of space, and Len Ikitau is over for Tuggeranong.
Where is that?
Well, that's a try from nowhere as well, Ryan.
Well, finally, we've seen Lenny in a bit of space, and
on the ruck.
he's so hard to stop in those situations because he just glides into space and then can use his footwork in close contact, and he's got plenty of toe to finish as well. Strong for a young guy, as we said. Grandstand finish now.
This is a really important conversion here for Ryan Lonigan, isn't it? 26-18 currently with kick to come.
I actually thought he should have been kicking from the start. Ryan has a real temperament for this job. He's a really good goal kicker, but his mentality is really strong, and he takes on these opportunities very well. And I back him from this distance and from this angle.
I was very pleased to sign a 2-year contract extension with the Brumbies this week. Lonigan said there was no real desire to look elsewhere. And this conversion, it's hooked around, it's gone over the top of the post, and the flags are up.
Yeah, it's
just
a great
enough
strike.
Hook late in that. Yeah, he's hit it well.
As you say, yeah, I mean, half a foot in the difference, but grandstand finish, 5 to go. A converted try in it. This is what we wanted. This is what we've been waiting for all season, since the start of the season. Round 1, we've been predicting this, we've waited for it, and we've got the finish.
Bit over 4 minutes to play. Hahn Superdry Major Semi-Final. Winner goes through to the Grand Final on August 18. Rolando goes long for Royals, and it does go long. Ryan Lonigan had to jump up AFL style to pull that ball down. This is Jordan Jackson-Hope in a little bit of space. We've said that a little bit about him today. Has certainly been able to find space when he needs to. This is Ikitau, try scorer. Alessio comes wide. This is Jackson-Hope. Finds Brendan Tiuki, who beats that first defender. He's brought down on halfway. Lonigan finds Sione Towler. That's 16 in from touch. Lonigan eyeing short side. Finds Jackson-Hope, who is brought down nicely by Will Morrison.
Vikings tempo's just up to about several notches here.
They need to find another try here, don't they? Trailing by 6 points. The minor premiers, can they win through? Is a good offload to Gersikowski in space here now. No one with the Vikings number 8 though. Lonigan's there at the back, but Royals win the penalty turnover. Superb work from Pedro Rolando.
It's a tough call, but I think Pedro's done so well to get back there and get over the ball.
Yeah,
Joey
the call-
Pavoda was just steaming
Just
through.
off his feet was the call in the end.
Yeah,
Pedro Rolando had all the rights to the ball though, Ryan.
sure.
I think that's a good call from James Morris, I've got to say.
Yeah, and it's a gutsy call as well. With the time,
Yeah, it was 2.5 to go.
He backed himself,
Yeah.
which I like to see. He's a really good young referee. But oh my, they just looked unbeatable there for a couple of phases. Vikings.
It was a great ball to put Guzikowski in
Great
space,
ball.
wasn't it?
And we touched on him a little bit earlier. He's played a lot of high level footy. Has Guzikowski, and he's grown into his body a bit this year. And you can see now that all his natural ability and his aggression is starting to translate as he grows into himself a little bit. And
He's not the biggest number 8, it's got to be said, but he's
No.
been really, really effective today.
probably a more natural
like a
open
blind
side.
yeah, open side. Yeah, 6'7", like a not unlike Tom Cusack, funnily enough.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
So Royals in no hurry to play this. Michael Andrew Copsey on halfway. Taken by Selwood at the front, is it? No, ball spills out the Tuggeranong side.
16.
Is this the last opportunity for the Vikings? This is Henry, who found 10 metres in the end. This is Lalesio. Finds Jackson Hope, who's looking to spark something again. Talia Uli goes in for the strip but can't get it. Lonergan has this now. This is Angus Wagner, who wasn't entirely ready for it but still caught the ball nonetheless. Sione Towler has been tireless today. Lesio, he's gone sideways a little bit there. He's brought down 5 in from touch. Just short of halfway. Joey Vivoda has dropped this one though. And Sione Mao has this for Royals and finds another 15 metres, the big prop. Royals, have they got something left in the tank now? Rolando gets a kick away.
That knock on. Play on.
Will he regret that?
Play on is the call here. Ball was touched off the boot, I'm sure. This is Brendan Tukey, who's been brought to ground by Matt Cole. An important tackle for Royals. Tuggeranong need to find a way of getting out of their half down the other end. They need to mount another charge. Into the last minute here at Viking Park. This is Swain, who's brought down about 25 out from his own posts. Lonergan goes far side through Lalesio. This is Jackson Hope again. Well held there by Sam Carter, it was. Lonergan goes short side again. Henry comes back off his left foot. They've just got no way of getting past this Royals line at the moment. Callum Smith runs into Andrew Copsey and Carter. The back here, this is Icky Tau. Ball's there for Lonergan. This is Guzikowski.
Managed.
Ball spills forward. Andrew Copsey is penalised for Royals. Penalty for Tuggeranong. Time is up here at Viking Park.
Oh no! Oh no!
And Len Ikitau has taken a quick tap off the mark, is the call?
He's not
released.
He's
it.
not released the
Yeah.
ball. Oh, that's tragic for Lenny.
Short arm
1 minute, guys.
to Royals. James Morris says we have a minute to play.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Not now.
so tough on
Oh.
Lenny. I mean, it is the rule, and interesting. We actually saw Morrison give that call last week.
Yeah, we did too. You're right.
At Nichols. So
Yeah,
it is
you're
the
right.
letter of the law, but my word. And I think in that situation as well, Vikings might have been thinking corner, not to go quick, with able
Yeah.
to take the line out, of course.
Yeah,
This is such a big.
yeah.
Let's not forget, Vikings
Big moment here. Big moment.
They can put pressure on here. Royals have held well, but they can still put on. They'll give it everything for this last scrum.
Scrum's gone straight down. Royals have eyeing off a little 4-on-3 here on this grandstand side here at Viking Park.
I think they might be eyeing off
Let's go.
a bomb directly into the stands off the.
Yeah, you might
off
be
the scrum.
right. You might be right.
Here we go.
Well, we still must have.
We might have
still
some
must
time.
have 30 seconds to
I
play.
think we might have some time, considering that time was up on our clock here at Viking Park, and the scrum is still being played. Perhaps another couple of phases to be played yet for Royals.
Certainly don't have a minute yet. I don't think they can kick it straight into touch yet. 26-20.
See Lassie.
Royals lead.
Oh, it's a short arm.
Tuggeranong now.
Last side is going down early.
Oh, there's drama left in this game yet.
Well, we said it was a grandstand finish, and we're getting it.
Oh, we certainly are. Righto, Tuggeranong. They just need to find, well, less than a minute's worth of composure. Lonergan goes with the quick tap, finds Darcy Swain, who's good for 5 metres. They need to work their way upfield now, Tuggeranong. This is Angus Wagner, who did well not to pass that ball. Brought down,
Ball is there.
still
Make it
short of
playable.
halfway, about 8 short of halfway in the end. Good counter-rucking here from Royals. Tuggeranong having to work it. Ball spills free. Ball goes free. And that is full-time in the Hart Superdry Major semi-final. Royals 26 have beaten Tuggeranong 20. And Ryan Murphy, we were hoping for a cracking contest today. We've absolutely got it.
It's lived up to its billing. These are nothing to separate these two sides. They've been worthy adversaries, and it's Royals who just took the opportunities. That's been the difference today. I think Vikings will feel that they've left one behind here at Viking Park today, and Royals, their championship quality just shone through in that second half. When they went down, they shipped those 2 tries quickly in second half, and they just regrouped and they built again and they scored, and that was the telling factor in the game for me. That little 5-minute period after, we said it, didn't we? Isaac Thompson missing that conversion lifted Royals slightly, and they just went from there.
Yep.
It's a really cracking performance from them to win here, and Vikings will feel they've left one behind.
14-3 they led at half-time, Royals, and we said that really didn't feel like an accurate reflection of the contest at that point. There was no way that Tuggeranong were an 11-point side, worst side at half-time. But Tuggeranong, they really put this game right back in focus with 2 tries after the break within a few minutes of each other. It was Brendan Tukey and Jordan Jackson-Hope who scored. That got the score back to 14-13. Isaac Thompson just missing those 2 conversions there. Luke Kimber it was who scored on the hour for Tuggeranong to put the lead back out, and that was backed up by that wonderful try from Ben Johnson in the 68th minute. Pedro Orlando's conversion made it 26 points to 13, and then Len Ikitau scores that try with 5 minutes to go for Tuggeranong. Ryan Lonergan converted, and that gave us 26 points to 20. It's been a wonderful, wonderful contest. Royals are through to the Griffin Legal John Dent Cup Grand Final on Saturday, August 18. Tuggeranong, well, they'll be watching tomorrow's action intently, where they'll be playing the winners of the minor semi-final between Uni North and Gungahlin. They'll face off in next Saturday's preliminary final. We, Ryan Murphy, need to give out the Vodafone Man of the Match. And I'm going to throw a few names at you.
Sure.
I reckon we can narrow it down to Pedro Orlando, to Andy Muirhead, to Nathan Selwood and to Sam Carter. And I'm going to point you towards the 2 locks,
Well,
I think.
If that's the selection, I would have thrown Will Morrison in there as well.
Yeah.
I thought he was really good, but
It's a big call, isn't it?
for me it was Will Morrison.
Yeah.
And a special mention actually to Sione Mao,
Yeah,
the tight head.
scored the first try of the game.
Scored the first try, and he dug in so well at scrum time. But as you say, I'd have no problem with Nathan Selwood or Sam Carter getting the nod.
But Will Morrison, it is. We've decided
it was Will Morrison.
Yeah, no, he's been really, really good. The Royals
Scored a try, defensively perfect,
Yeah.
ran the line out really, really well. His work rate in defence particularly was just outstanding, and I think for his all-round effort, backed up by guys like Luke Kimber, Pedro, all them guys, the right guys stood
controlled
up.
that important scrum when he shifted to number 8 too late. So Will Morrison is our Vodafone Man of the Match today. We are back here, Ryan, tomorrow at Viking Park with Uni North taking on Gungahlin in the Hart Superdry Griffin Legal John Dent Cup minor semi-final. But that's a wrap from us here at Arundel. Thanks to your company today on Bar TV Sports. For Ryan Murphy and the team, I'm Brett McKay, and we'll be back here tomorrow.